All Hallows Eve, that time of year, all creatures from beneath are unleashed to the world. It's time to return to where we all started. Another year, but the scares continue. Another month, but the fear proceeds to rise. This is the Venom Month of Horrors 2, The Quest for Shet.
Hello and welcome to the second annual Venom Month of Horrors. Another year and it doesn't get any less scary. Oh look, nothing quite as cheerful as having a small boy's mother die in the first 90 seconds of a film. Audition follows characters whose names I'll never remember or even remotely pronounce correctly, but this guy just lost his wife as you just saw. His son presses him to remarry. And everyone in this movie continues like this. They just act like it's so easy to just fall in love and remarry just like that. Yeah, might wake up, go see a movie, remarry, the usual. Him and his friend who produces movies decide to hold a mock film audition for young women. They believe they're trying out for a movie, but they're all actually auditioning to be his new wife.
Audition.
No! That's not a good idea. That's a terrible and slightly misogynistic idea. Oh, you want to bang? Well, come on, girls, let's line up and I'll choose one of you. During this process, he finds a woman that piques his interest, but his friend has his suspicions. She claims to work in a restaurant that doesn't exist. She claims to have contacts that have been missing. None of her references are real, but he's undeterred and ends up sleeping with the mysterious woman, who then vanishes into thin air. Ah, typical woman. Get sex and then clear off. Been there. It's from there when it becomes a strange mystery thriller as he tries to find her whereabouts before some trippy shit goes on with her turning nasty and torturing him misery style, but whoop, it was all a dream. Or was it? It's all very confusing, but we'll get to that in time. Now, the film's subject matter has caused much discussion, some calling it feminist and others misogynistic. Two completely different sides of the spectrum. I mean, I can see the misogynistic side, but feminist? I can't wait to hear this. Well, the feminist aspect is because the girl gets revenge on all of the men in her life. She was previously tormented and she claims that men only ever want sex and he just used her for the same thing. The audition part is clearly misogynistic as he tricks women so he can pick his next bride, but she actually gets her payback in the end. Some however claim that the last act is actually his dream, that he objectifies women in the first half of the film and the rest is his guilt as he dreads them actually fighting back one day. The director Takashi Miike, however, has denied these being the man's dream, and he's even argued against the feminist analysis as well. He claimed that it wouldn't make any sense for her to be hell-bent for revenge on him and his misogynistic lies because she too has lied to him since day one as well. We can all just agree that the movie is pretty good. After the international success of Ring a few years earlier, Omega Project, the production company who were originally behind that masterpiece, were also going to take on this project as well. They wanted to tackle something different to the supernatural style and opted to adapt Ryu Murakami's 1997 novel of the same name. The director would also bring in well-respected cinematographer Hideo Yamamoto. Yamamoto was very sensitive towards death. Both of his parents died very young and it's not something he talks about much. I also felt like he was living fear and that sensibility comes through in his work. It's something I want to make the most of. Despite not being a great fan of horror films, I enjoy scripts such as that of Audition and it showcases human nature. The movie was shot in just 3 weeks, which was actually 1 week extra to what the director was used to, and it was premiered on October the 2nd, 1999 at the Vancouver International Film Festival. It proceeded to be screened at the Rotterdam International Film Festival in early 2000, where it was named the best film of the entire competition. It wasn't released in Japan until March the 3rd, 2000, and not released overseas in the States until 2001. It's a truly shocking horror film that was made even more disturbing by its haunting beauty. It is only at the ending of the film that Audition breaks out of Creepfest ghetto. It's a slow burning but ultimately devastating horror pick. It's a virtuoso piece of filmmaking with much more subtlety and depth than Miike's other films. It's one of the most audacious, iconoclastic horror films in recent years. Miike lulls the audience into a state of complacency with a studied, slow-moving, lightly comic first half, before delivering a gruesome final section that makes Stephen King's Misery look wholesome. The ending was all the more shocking for the clinical way in which it is presented. Shine and Ishibashi's acting is the best part, but among the film's new irritants is a smarmy, snarly bad guy turn by Renji Ishibashi as Asami's wheelchair-bound ballet instructor. He is a reminder of where too many other Miike films have headed, straight for the video racks. Miike is ready for a bigger role as one of the leading Japanese directors of his generation. Most of Miike's films are disturbing for what they have to tell us about the state of contemporary civilization. They are not in the least bit disturbing in themselves, operating on some fantasy level of annihilation with comic book violence. Audition is authentically disturbing and infinitely more horrifying. The first time I watched it on DVD at home after warnings I had received, I was repeatedly tempted through the last half hour to turn it off. The film is almost as unwatchable as the newsreels of Auschwitz, of the innocent victims of Hiroshima and Vietnam, victims of Nazi or American dehumanization. Time Out listed it as the 18th greatest horror movie ever made. Tarantino listed it as one of his top 20 favorite films.
Because it's so much fun, Chan! Get it!
Rob Zombie said it was the most creepy and unsettling horror movie he has ever seen, but others considered it to be torture porn and compared it to the likes of Saw. In fact, at the premieres at certain film festivals, many people walked out in disgust, and some people even passed out requiring emergency attention. Really? I mean, it was scary, but it wasn't even that gruesome. Y'all need a pair of balls, man. Let's see why you're all a bunch of pussies. Hey, that's what my girlfriend said on Plenty of Fish before she got with me.
なんか宗教団体のセレモニーみたいだな。
似たようなもんですよ。こいつら寂しいんですから。本当に幸せなやつはこんなコンサート行きませんよ。日本中みんな寂しいんです。
Bit racist.
どっかにいい女が隠れていないかな。お前さ、どういう女が理想なんだろう。やっぱり若い女か。いや、ガキじゃ困るな。
As long as I can bang her, 17, 18's fine. I know he's supposed to be selecting women for a film, but we know it's for a wife, so him skimming through them is just really awkward and uncomfortable.
Hate, 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 hate. Double hate.
Loathe entirely.
でスポーツが好きだったので、高校では今度団体の
風俗で働こうと思ったことありますか？
What is wrong with you guys?
そういうことでいいかな。じゃあどうも今日はありがとう。後でまたこちらから連絡するかもしれません。
Well, that should have raised alarm bells instantly. They didn't even ask her to act or anything.
確かに真剣に生きてるって感じだよな、あの子。写真よりも美人だし、性格も良さそうだし。だけど気になる。え？気になる？うん。なんとなくな。
I just have this feeling she's going to tie you down, torture you, put needles in you and cut off your foot. Just a hunch I'm getting.
厚かましいお願いで多分無理だと思うんですけど、青山さんがお暇な時で結構ですから、今後も。
And I don't get why she doesn't find this weird. Come on. This is weird.
お前気になるっていうか彼女のどこが気になるんだよ。いや俺はただ人生はそれほど簡単じゃないと思ってるだけだよ。綺麗で上品で真面目で素直で。
What the hell is she, a dog? You know, at first I thought that this book was lying to me by saying it's a horror because the first 40 minutes it's just a normal drama comedy. But here she's staring at the phone near a body bag and then stares off from behind a tree and yeah, now it's starting to get a tiny bit creepy.
誰かいい人いるんでしょ？そうよね。男はやっぱり女が支えてやらないと。
Little bit sexist. If I said a woman needed a man, then everyone would lynch me. Then he finally rings her, and just that smile, dude. Jesus Christ. And the bag moves. Chills, man.
24歳なんだ。
へえ、俺の方が年近いじゃん。どうせ美人なんだろ。
お前に似て面食いだからな。
騙されてんじゃないの。
バカ。俺はお前よりずっと賢い。
で、プロポーズはしたの？
What the hell is wrong with these people? He's expecting a proposal. He's only just found out that he's got a girlfriend, and after just a few days, when you're gonna propose? Come to Japan, where people get married after 2 days.
私だけを愛してくれなきゃ嫌よ。
Because I'm a demon that will eat your heart. He does eventually go to the place she supposedly worked at, but it turns out that it's been closed for a year and the boss was murdered during a killing spree. You know, you'd think he would have heard something about this murder spree considering he's local.
この人はいけません。
とてもいい人なんだ。
いけません。いけません。
She'll climb out of the TV and eat you. But hey, credit to changing it up. Usually it's not the woman who creepily throws herself at the dude, but the guy overacts so much, it is hilarious. He goes from 0 to 100 in a split second. There's no in-between. The flashbacks are really trippy and weird, but so difficult to watch as she gets this burning hot steel put in her foof. But then she kills the dog. Okay, I did have sympathy for her, but now she can die for all I care.
あなたはもう動けない。体は死ぬけど、神経だけは起こしておいてあげます。
This turned into misery and hard candy pretty damn quickly. She even sticks this thing in his tongue. What is it with Asians and damaging their damn tongue?
オーディションで女の子をたくさん集めて、それで落として、後で連絡してきて、結局セックスしたいだけ。みんな同じ。
So why did you bang him in the first place if you knew that that was all that he wanted? I mean, he's a creepy douchebag, so we kind of had it coming, but you literally banged him and then ran away. Your motive makes no sense. But this is genuinely so disturbing. She digs deeper into him, but she's making it seem so casual and normal. It is so messed up.
足がなければどこにも行けないでしょ?
Wow, they really are ripping off Misery.
If they caught them, they had to make sure they could go on working, but they also had to make sure they could never run away. Almost done.
It's the exact same thing. But the actress does a great job. It's like a little girl playing with her dolls, but instead she's cutting a grown man's foot off. While this other dude rubs his crotch. What the hell? And you know what? Somehow, despite how creepy and sexist this dude is, I actually want his son to find him in time and get him out of there. Like, seriously, I genuinely care. How the hell do they still make me care about him? But he wakes up. Dude, if this was all a dream and that's your perception of you two, I'd rethink your entire relationship. But no, the fact it was a dream was a dream. Or was it? I have no idea. They have a little chase scene without any music to add to the realism, and it works really well before he launches her down the stairs, which looks awesome! What the... What is she? What? Is she like an alien? Because I thought they weren't... They said they didn't want to go supernatural, but then that happened. Like, it's never acknowledged what she is, but that shows that she's not His son calls the police as she whispers to him still, which is actually really creepy.
今までずっと一人で頑張ってきたけど、私には相談できる人がいなかった。青山さんみたいに温かくて、私の気持ちを包んで。
And that's why I tortured you and cut off your foot. Yeah, that music is fucking epic! And that's it. We don't find out any more backstory of this woman. The filmmakers claim that she's not supernatural, but then what the hell is this with her neck? We don't find out who she is or where she came from. On one hand, I like that it's left open, but on the other hand, I kinda wanna know. Regardless, I love the fact that this movie completely 180s your ass. I went in knowing absolutely nothing about the film, so you spend 40 minutes seeing a normal drama before boom, the horror starts to sink in. It's out of nowhere and boy is it creepy. The director actually wanted the film to end with the torture scene, but the crew told him to be a man and to finish it. But my god, the entire movie is such a tremendous experience that you should really go on yourselves. Incest, needles in eyes, cutting off feet. Asia, you're weird.